Some breaking news to start this hour. Chris Brown is speaking out after being detained in Paris on suspicion of rape and alleged drug-related offenses.
The singer just posted this on Instagram with the caption, "I want to make it perfectly clear, this is false and a whole lot of cap. Never. For my daughter and my family, this is so disrespectful and it's against my character and morals."
Steve Wilkes is joining us live right now from the ET newsroom. I mean, Steve, just last week, Chris Brown was spotted in Paris for Paris Fashion Week. What exactly happened between then and now in Paris?
Well, what we've learned, Complex Magazine was the first to report this, and they were saying that Chris Brown had been detained and was in custody earlier today for alleged rape and narcotic offenses. Now, we've reached out. We're still trying to figure out the exact details on our own, but authorities told Complex that they went on to say that he was being processed, which is kind of the French version of being booked.
Now, Steve, does this statement that Chris just made on Instagram, does this help him or hurt him?
This really, if my personal opinion, if I were his defense team, I would tell him just to, hey, keep your mouth shut. So he's trying to say, but I mean, for something like this, I'm sure his legal team is probably trying to say, like, hey, don't fan the flames, try to keep your mouth shut, keep it as quiet as possible. I mean, like I said, that's all speculation. I've reached out to his lawyer earlier this morning and haven't heard anything back as of yet.
Yeah, it certainly kind of adds fuel to the fire, and it doesn't help the fact that, as we know, Chris Brown has had a history of legal trouble dating all the way back to 2009 when he was convicted for assault of his then-girlfriend, Rihanna. I mean, Steve, where does Chris go from here, and what happens next legally as it pertains to this Paris incident?
Well, as any arrest, there's probably going to be definitely some investigation looking into this to see, if the allegations are true or not. If the Paris police do find any just cause to move this forward, I can only assume that there would be a court hearing to find out what, the exact punishment would fit for this.
And do you know if we've heard anything from the woman who is detailing the rape allegations against Chris?
Right now, I have not heard anything. I know that she had spoken, or I know that TMZ was reporting that she had kind of spoken out a little bit, but as for our own reporting, we have not heard anything from her.
Multiple reports say Chris and two other people were in custody, one of them being Chris's bodyguard. Do we know the other person?
Right now, we're still kind of gathering all of our information. We don't know the other person who was with Chris. So we're still kind of getting all the facts the best that we can.
All right, well, I know that ET has reached out for comment, and Chris's team has yet to respond. Of course, we will keep you guys updated with the latest developments. We've also learned that investigators have another 2 days to decide whether or not to let him go or file preliminary charges. All right, as I mentioned, we will keep you guys updated with the latest developments, so stay tuned, and thank you, Steve, for joining us.
You got it.